Number 40 in the VSA range is The Untold Story 2, which came out in 1998 and is a title-only sequel to The Untold Story. With similar aspects in this one again, we get Anthony Wong, who plays the wonderfully titled Officer Lazyboots in this, and his friend Chung owns a little kind of restaurant along with his wife, who is not a very nice person. She's cheating out on her husband all the time. She's demeaning to him, constantly putting him down. And they don't have a great relationship. They have some issues there. And this is one sweaty, horny movie at the start of this one. I was fully surprised by how sweaty and horny it was. The man's wife is incredibly man-hungry, even chasing her husband, who just can't satisfy her at the start. She invites her cousin to come and live with them, and the cousin is kind of the antithesis of this woman. She is a little bit more buttoned up, a little bit more steadfast, and definitely a hell of a lot more dangerous. As we see her taking revenge on people who wrong her early on, ensnaring Chung, drawing her into her charms before getting rid of the slutty cousin, taking her place. And it's just one of those films that unravels in such a fun way. Not as bloody or as gory as The Untold Story, not as chaotic as that one, but one that offers a kind of different sense of entertainment. I loved the characters. Chung was such a beaten man, swapping out his wife, who kind of wore him down, for someone who was even more oppressive that he didn't realise at the start. I kind of loved that story of a man who just couldn't stand up for himself, who just couldn't take charge of his own destiny and life.
Chung, 你老婆咧？嚇嚇咩啫？你老婆啊？你老婆啊？咩啊？同你嗌兩個交，你劏咗㗎？
Officer Lazyboots is terrific. The butt of jokes at the station. He suspects something's going on and tries his best to get to the bottom of it, but nobody believes him because everyone just considers him to be lazy and not really worth the effort more than anything. The film does have violent sequences, but it keeps most of them to the later on in the film. It does have some icky moments, as we know people are eating other people at certain times. They just don't realise it. It has that kind of grittiness to it. It doesn't embrace it as much as the first one, and it spends more of its time dealing with the characters and the situations between them, which I really kind of enjoyed. You know, it wasn't just a gore-filled movie for the sake of having gore. We had characters in situations that had issues that were trying to overcome them. It felt interesting in that manner. And although it probably was a low-budget movie, there's not a great deal of characters, not a great deal of locations. There is enough drama, tension and thrills pent up between these characters to really keep me entertained. And yes, it does get bloody and chaotic near the end, and it's a fitting climax to this film. I was surprised by how much I really enjoyed The Untold Story 2. It wasn't a patch on the original, but it was still entertaining and offered a similar world where people are similarly gross to each other, which I can thoroughly get behind within the movie world, that is. I know there is a part 3, which at first I don't know if I was 100% interested in. After seeing part 2, I wouldn't mind giving it a watch, seeing what that had to offer. If you've seen it, let me know if it continues the kind of thematics that are in these movies. Not rich thematics, but there is kind of a running theme through most of them. So let me know in the comment box below what part 3 is like, what you thought of part 2, whether you loved it, hated it, fell somewhere in the middle. Really kind of interested to see your thoughts on this one, because I feel it could divide people who are looking for the kind of gore, are not happy with the story they get, and then there'll be some people pleasantly surprised with the story that we do actually get. As always, there is more content up here, and in the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program and manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.